So we'll dive into the actual topic, which is making networks with Lee Walker, who's going to talk about making Makerspace websites better, an open source Drupal profile for a better community. Lee, you can click start and then your time just goes.
Oh. Okay. Oh, they're from beginning? Okay. Let's just get this over with, shall we? Okay. So a lot of Makerspace websites are, some of them are great, some of them haven't been touched in 2 years, and they're basically a GeoCities site with a Google Calendar slapped in the middle of it. It doesn't really do much for us, and it doesn't help us. So the problem with it is, when I was the president of Chat Lab, I only knew what like 2 or 3 people were doing. There were lots of people making things, and I was the president, and I didn't know what people were making in the site. There was no way of finding that out, and it doesn't look good to our potential members because they don't know. It doesn't look like we're doing anything. A website is a trouble to keep up. Normally it's a volunteer. There's normally at least one web guy in your space, but it takes more effort than you realize to keep these things going. So why don't we just use Facebook like we already do? This is great. It might work for you, and if it works for you, stay at it. But you're not really in control of your content. You've given your content to Facebook. Facebook's algorithms decide who sees it. You just kind of trust that it's kind of getting to people you might be interested in. So if we decide, let's make a better website, that shows us what members are doing, shows what the community that things are going on, and it does makerspacey things, right? So project builds and that kind of stuff. This is where I go, what have I just talked myself into, right? Do I really have to do this? I've got a family and a business to run. Do I really have time for all of this? I get all gung-ho about things, and then reality kicks you in the teeth, right? But after saying that, let's start somewhere, right? What do different makerspaces want? The Makerspace leadership wants a way to run the Makerspace, but the Makerspace members want to see what's going on in the Makerspace. So where do I start? What do I concentrate on first? There's anything out there right now that's open source that we can use and build on? Should I start from scratch? Does anybody even interested in this? Yeah? If you start from scratch, you get maximum options, but you also get maximum amount of work you have to do. And I find something. So OpenSocial. It's 60% done already. It's open source, and I can extend it for Makerspace pieces. I've spoken to the OpenSocial guys and mentioned this, and they're sort of all excited to see what I can do, because I can put things back upstream. So it's a Drupal 8 distribution. Georgia.gov runs on Drupal 8, Mass.gov, Australian government. The NASDAQ has picked it as their thing. It's accessible out of the box. So Drupal is actually a good piece. But then your developers, what I hear is PHP. It runs 70% plus of the web. It is the workhorse of the web, and Facebook runs everything in it, right? So I've learned to love PHP, even though it wasn't my first choice. And OpenSocial, basically Greenpeace told them, we want to create the best open source social platform ever made by mankind and save the planet. No pressure. Now that sounds like someone I'd like to work with. So OpenSocial already has features built in. So all of these are already working, and they're in multiple, they're on version 6 right now. They're using it on lots of different things. And there are 2 big things I think here, like GDPR for use in Europe, and multilingual, because it's not just US centric. So this is already built in, baked in from the start. And what we will do is add the Makerspace things on top of it. Booking times on machines is something I hear a lot, and managing subscriptions for users. So also, I'm open for any ideas to go into that list. Also, will your members use it, right? It's no good if they can post things if it requires them to log in. The whole point of this is you go in, you click the button to log in, it uses your Google, and you click the button twice, take a photo, post it, type something, go, pff, and it works. Chatlab.org currently uses it. And that's when you log in, that's what you see. So add an image, do the thing, go, pang, you end up with a stream. You can still share it onto Facebook and do it all the other social media, but you actually own your own content now. Now, what do I want out of this talk? Help, ideas. What I'd really want is someone to tell me this is a really terrible idea and I can get all my free time back. But push it as a community, see people are interested. I'd love to have ideas about this stuff. But we still haven't fixed the main problem, which is it's a trouble to host. But I'm a web development company, I can do this, and the idea is I can run it for you for backups and things at cost. So you can still open source, you can do it yourself, but if you want me to do it, I'll try and do it at cost for you. Makerspace sites could all look the same because we unroll the distribution and it all looks the same. But there are ways to build landing pages for your own personal branding as well. But then everything else actually works in it. So you can still do your own thing. This is me. I'm happy to talk about this at any moment. I'm quite friendly. So if you want to come and harangue me and tell me it's a terrible idea or I'd like to help, I'm open for any of those. Thank you.